And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. Today we are back with PK Subban. And he was on First Take discussing a hockey player, Alex Ovechkin, I believe is how it's pronounced, just broke the record for most goals in hockey. And because this is what First Take does, they have to compare it to LeBron James breaking Kareem's record. And PK Subban is basically like, look, they don't compare. Hockey is a more physical, taxing sport on your body. Alex Ovechkin only missed 35 games, I believe, in his 20-year career as a hockey player. And we, if somebody want to count all the games the Duck has missed, be my guest. But, it might take you a minute to figure that out. So Alex, PK Subban gives his reasoning behind thinking that what Alex Ovechkin accomplished is much greater than what LeBron James accomplished. And of course, fanboy number one, Platinum CFL member Shannon Sharp gives his emotional response. And, and Stephen A. Smith, who's beefing with LeBron, gives his emotional response too, taking up for LeBron James and blah, blah, blah. Even though to me, what PK Subban was saying, I'm not even sure how you could argue with that. I'm not sure how you could have an argument against what he was saying. It just is what it is. So again, to me, this is just another demonstration that shows you how even Stephen A. Smith, the so-called truth teller, the so-called, LeBron James is just mad because Stephen A. Smith won't call him the GOAT, but Stephen A. Smith is still part of the cap machine because he refers to LeBron James as the second greatest player. Now, I'm not going to play this part of the video, but at one point, PK even says, hey, that's why I have Kobe and Mike over, and Stephen A. Smith loses his mind and say, oh, you went too far. I understand Michael Jordan, but again, for someone who's supposed to be such a Jordan fan, if you have Mike above LeBron and don't have Kobe above LeBron, I really don't understand what you're doing. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this clip.
I think it's borderline insulting to think that the longevity of LeBron's career is even close to the comparison of what Alex Ovechkin has done over the past 20 seasons. For this and for this only. Number one, 82 games we play. Same amount of games as basketball. There is no way that anybody on this planet is going to convince me that LeBron James's body has been put through more rigorous, tumultuous, physicality, worn down, the grind of a hockey season. Guys, I mean, what are we talking about here? 20 seasons? He's only missed 35 games in those 20 seasons.
That's incredible.
1,487 games, 895 goals. The most feared hockey player, in my opinion, to ever lace up the skates is Alex Ovechkin. Why? Because he can impact the game offensively and physically. You got to pack a big lunch for this guy. LeBron James, great player. Great player. Great talent. He's done it all. But in the fear factor, there's no way that anybody fears LeBron James the way they do Alex Ovechkin because of the physicality in the sport. Hold on there. Hold on a second. Alex Ovechkin playing that hockey at 235, 240, 250, moving around the ice the way that he does, he could have hurt a lot more players in his time. This guy was feared by everyone, not just because he could put the puck in the net, because of the way he played the game in between the whistles. Not only that, one team He didn't go to any other team. 20 seasons on one team. That means whoever the organization put in that lineup, he had to find ways, and he's doing it now. So you want to talk about towards the end of his career. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the amount of time that he's missed over the past 5 years. Go look at what LeBron's missed over the past 5 years. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this.
All right, so I'm going to spare you the emotional response from Shannon Sharp, but does anybody disagree with anything PK Subban had to say? I mean, I'm not a hockey fan. I don't keep up with hockey. I couldn't tell you anything about any of the players, but just based on the nature of the sport, I could already tell you that Alex Ovechkin's longevity and him breaking that goal is much greater than LeBron's. Number one, because LeBron is fraudulent. But there is something that PK said that I disagree with. PK said that LeBron James doesn't really have to go through any hardcore physicality. PK Subban, have you not seen the faces of agony LeBron James makes after he flops on the floor? Have you not seen the faces of agony like his shoulder just got separated or like his kneecap just got broken half? Have you not seen the faces that LeBron James makes when he's rolling around on the floor, taking up time from the game, drawing attention to himself, so that everybody says, "Oh my goodness, I hope the king is not down for good." Yeah, okay, fanboys, that was for you. No, but in all seriousness, we can't disagree with anything PK Subban is saying, because hockey is a much more physical sport. And this is the thing. Someone left a comment on one of my videos a week or two ago. And they basically said that, hey, if these modern NBA players are so tired of getting compared to players of the past and they want to prove that they are really like that, they could all insist on bringing back the rules of the past. They can insist on bringing back the hand checking. They can get rid of defensive three seconds. They can get rid of the freedom of movement. They can bring back the rules of old and see what you can do. This would solve all your worries. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, all the players of the modern era who are tired of getting compared to players of the past. This would solve all of your worries if you would just insist they bring back the rules of the past. And then you could prove to everyone that you could play under those conditions and problem solved. Because this is what's so frustrating about mainstream media, is that they won't bring up what PK Subban brought up. They won't bring up that, yeah, LeBron James played 22 years, at a high level in quotation marks, which is, again, they don't even mention the fact that he doesn't play defense when they bring that part up. But what they also don't mention is, like, look, the game is so much less physical, and that affects so many facets of the game. It's not just about the longevity and you being able to play for many more years because you don't have to endure that physicality, but it's also felt in game. Again, this is why I say, as sad as it is to say that, to me, I don't really see any real clutch players in today's modern NBA. As sad as that is, because I feel like the reason we don't have any really great clutch players in modern NBA is because it's just a bunch of mentally weak players. Some worse than others, but in general, this is the weak NBA era. And when I say weak, I mean mentally weak era of NBA players. This is obvious by the fact that, players like Kevin Durant have to hop on social media to engage with the fans and stuff like that. So as unclutch as a lot of these players are now, can you imagine if they had to actually play in a physical game? Because what a physical game does is it not only does it wear your body down over the years, but in the game, it wears you down from quarter to quarter. So that by the fourth quarter, you really got to be that guy to be clutch. After you've been playing physical basketball for 4 quarters, after you've been getting hit running through the lane and running through screens and all of these things and hand checked and everything is more physical and more obstacles and more resistance to what you're doing, you're going to be more worn out by the end of the game. So for somebody like Michael Jordan to be nearly 50% in the clutch, that says, that would be like him being 75% in the clutch in today's modern NBA. Because this means by the end of the game, after Michael Jordan has endured all the physicality of the game, has endured, like I said, getting hit on screens, getting hit on fouls, which even still, a lot of the fouls wasn't called. All you got to do is watch some of the highlight tapes and you'll see some fouls that just don't get called. And after all that, at the end of the game, when that physicality has taken a toll on your body and you are exhausted, you still have to find the mental strength to not only be confident that you can hit the last second shot, but to know that you can get a last second shot off. That 98 series where Jordan was clearly exhausted by the end of the game, but still had that mental fortitude to know, hey, here we go. It's no time to be tired. I got to do what I got to do because I want to win more than you want to win because I have to win. That's just a whole different thing. So the physicality aspect affects so much more than what they say, than what they will acknowledge in mainstream media. When they talk about the physicality, they just like, oh, well, back in the day, it was more physical and blah, blah, blah. And that's about as far as it goes. But, again, they don't really talk about how the physicality affects you in game over the course of quarters. You're going to be much more tired at the end of that game. And that's going to show who really wants it by the end of the game. Can you overcome that tiredness? Can you still mentally will yourself to do what you got to do to win? So yeah, again, PK Subban is right on the money. I enjoy him being on First Take because he seems to be very adamant about how he feels about it and unapologetic. Now, I'm sure he's still I would like to know where PK Subban has LeBron ranked. He says he has Michael Jordan and Kobe in front of him. But I would like to know if he has LeBron at number 3 or if there's other people. Because like I said, just based on the integrity and how LeBron James attained the things. And then we talked about all this. And then, of course, there's the juice allegations lingering in the background of all of this stuff. In the background of LeBron James achieving this longevity by not playing defense, by playing in a much softer era, in the background of all of that is the juice allegations. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of PK Subban's, saying that, hey, LeBron's longevity does not compare to Alex Ovechkin's. Alex Ovechkin only missed 35 games in 20 years. He's playing hockey, which is a much more physical sport than what LeBron James has to endure. And then we all know LeBron James, despite them constantly telling us he's bigger, stronger, and faster, we all know that LeBron James is as soft as cotton. This is why he's flopping all the time and trying to draw attention to himself, over-exaggerating pretending like he's in pain. I say over-exaggerating is really just acting. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.